Hey everybody, welcome back to Legacy of Leaders. I'm your host, Wayne Veldsman. Legacy of Leaders is the show all about entrepreneurs and change-making business professionals and what it really takes to lead. I'm super excited to introduce to you our guest today, Mr. Scott Hicks of Ballyhoo Digital. Scott, how are you today?
Doing great, Wayne. How are you?
So great, man. It's always nice to see another Virginia person, even though I'm in Denver and Colorado these days. Always great. And so you're telling us a little bit of your company. Now you said you work completely remote these days, but tell us a little bit about Ballyhoo Digital.
Sure. Well, we've been around for a little over 11 years now. Started as a side project, and then about 5.5 years ago, took this as a full-time venture. And actually, I sort of built it as a remote capable organization. Everything was decentralized from the beginning because I felt like that would be a nice bonus for, a little benefit for the folks who worked for me. And so far it's worked out great. So when the pandemic rolled around, we were already prepared and it changed almost nothing for us. So that was great. Plus it allows us to sort of have talent from wherever across the country. We've got people in Raleigh and, of course, here in the Richmond area and Idaho. And so it really opens things up a bit for us.
Yeah, that's wonderful, man. A blessing in disguise that you had already been totally remote digital. As you say, decentralized. I'm curious, in today's day and age, everybody being decentralized, it can be difficult to manage teams. And so when it comes to leadership and management, how do you deal with that in a completely decentralized environment?
Well, we use a lot of, Slack is a big thing for us, obviously. It's probably more digital communication than actual, we obviously don't get together and stand in the same room every week or anything like that. But I like to have team meetings once a week just so that we stay aware that there are other folks in the organization, even if we're not interacting with them on a daily basis. But it gets us all in one, that's the best we can do to get everybody sort of in one place at one time. But Slack is super helpful for us, and even, just regular email, because, with folks kind of scattered around, we also have pretty flexible start times too for, not just depending on where you are geographically, but, if you're in the same time zone as me and you want to start a couple hours later, that doesn't really bother us. That asynchronous scheduling really works, quite well with Slack and email, I guess.
Wow, that's amazing. I actually manage our organization the same way as far as that start time is concerned, right? You don't have to be there at 8 a.m. on the dot. Some people, I think, have a problem with that in their organization. Have you always been that way, or how did you go about sort of managing your employees to make sure they're working enough or effectively when you're allowing them such flexibility?
Right. Well, that's a great question, and probably one I would have asked a lot. If I'd done this 15 or 20 years ago, I would have been like, well, how is this going to work? Instead, it's really more about hiring smart and capable people and not micromanaging, honestly. You're right. There are people who have just different schedules. Like I said, one of my right-hand guys, he is right here in Richmond. He doesn't start until 11 just because he's more of a nocturnal person. And it doesn't bother me when he starts. He just checks in when he's online, and that works great for us. His day is shifted from ours, but again, I feel like if I have to micromanage anybody, I've made a poor hiring decision. I've been micromanaged before, and I just don't think it's. I think it leaves a bad taste in people's mouths. And again, if you hire the right people, the smart and talented folks who are really interested in what they're doing, then there's no need to micromanage. You just set them free to do their projects.
Love that. What an amazing answer, Scott, to a leadership question of don't micromanage. Be great leaders. Take a step back a little bit, honestly.
Yeah.
Like hire smart people and let them do their jobs. But Scott, it's crazy to think that 5 minutes flies by that fast. But thank you so much for being here today. I'd love to have you back again to discuss more.
Sure. I got lots I can tell you, Wayne. I appreciate it though. It has been a quick 5 minutes. It was really great meeting you guys, and really enjoyed sharing this with you.
Hey, we enjoyed it also, Scott. Thanks so much. Everybody out there, I hope you enjoyed as well. If you want to learn more about Scott and what he's up to at Ballyhoo Digital, visit us over at dailyadbrief.com. Until next time, I'm your host, Wayne Veldsman. You've been listening to Legacy of Leaders.